nice fighting fish. Oh,
You're
watch out for the rod.
you're good. I won't move.
Very nice. Nice fish.
Is that a better fish?
Oh yeah, look at that.
I don't even see the fish yet. See the fire float right there.
Oh, that's a good one.
Dude, that is a nice fish.
Oh. God, no. We got greedy.
Oh. Well, that was the monster we wanted in North Georgia. Folks, welcome to North Georgia. It's springtime, and we had a good one. Matter of fact, there's another one.
Oh, these guys.
I'll tell you what, sometimes luck is not in your favor. Kyle just had a really, really good. In North Georgia, that was what we call a tank. All right. It's springtime in North Georgia. We're doing a little fishing right along the riverbank here. We found this one spot that's kind of out of the way where there's not a lot of other people fishing, which is not common on a Friday afternoon like it is today. But we're going to see if we can catch some beautiful trout here in the North Georgia mountains and bring you along on the adventure.
Nothing that big in this one, but this is a fish nonetheless.
Yeah, we're catching them on all sizes here. And what you can see is going on is we've got a little fast area right here. Troy's got one.
Some are tanks, some are small.
So what's going on here is you have a little bit of a fast area right here. There's a big riffle on the other side of us. And then if you look in the water right here, you got a little nice, deep, kind of green looking channel right here that shows us there's depth. And we're just trying to get right down the gunnel of that thing with our bait and see if we can get some trout. Now we've already caught 4. Matter of fact, we missed a monster, but you seeing the fire floats?
Still using the fire floats, and partly for that is I want to be able to move this without snagging up.
Yeah, so
I still got a split shot on it.
he's using split shots, and he's basically just showing off he's using small split shots and a fire float. The reason why we're using the fire float is otherwise it's super rocky right here, okay? Without that float, your eggs are just gonna bounce and get stuck in the rocks. So we're using a float that allows us to naturally drift down the middle of that stream and see if we can get some bites. Are there any down there? We're about to find out. There is, all the way at the bottom. Look at that.
That was a good one too. That was right at the tail out, like how a steelhead would bite. Like it.
Troy with the assist. Oh, there's already a fish in there.
Yeah. All right, using some pink shrimp. I love these. Got a little scent in them, plus they're a Pautzke's egg, so you know they work. I do with the pink shrimp. I usually add a couple. It doesn't matter if they break on you. Actually, get rid of that. Got one on there. Let's see if that works. Looking for that float to drop. There
There
it
he
is.
did. What the? Oh my God.
That's a big one.
Is that the one you just lost?
It might be.
No. Folks, that's a Georgia River monster when it comes to trout up in North Georgia. We want this one. There's one right there. Oh boy. Let's take our time on this one.
Oh, look at that. Get out of the rock.
There's actually a really nice trout. Really nice trout, but this one is oh boy. We're gonna see him firsthand here. Oh my gosh. Look at that.
That one takes up the whole net.
Look at that. Woo.
Look at that fish.
Gotta love it. So we just talked to one of the cops in Helen, and we said, hey, do they stock right here? He said, no, they do not. He said, oh, Troy.
There's one.
We'll get back to that in a second.
It's a little one, but they tug.
So that's I mean, they're getting them in all sizes right here. So what he told us is, we do know that they stock downstream from here. There's downtown Helen. Said a lot of times they'll stock right off that bridge there if traffic's not bad. And he said they also stock, there's a restaurant right over there, and they can drive in this back side and they can throw them off and stock down below. Now, he said the other place that they stock, I know it sounds like they stock a lot, but remember, the state stocks this river every single week of the year. I mean, not the year, sorry, every single week from late March all the way through Labor Day. Right up around this corner, see that water slide right there? Other side of the water slide right there, there's an area they can bring the truck down. He said they stock a lot down there. Why do you think we're here? Because the fish, they get pushed downstream in high water, or they swim up and they find a nice hole like this. So if you're in Helen, don't be afraid to get out there, explore, find your new favorite spot. Remember, you gotta park somewhere where it's legal, and then from there, you can find a good spot.
A big one, but it's a fish. We'll take it.
Now this is your average size trout here in Helen. Buddy, we're gonna put you back as long as you just let us take a picture of you real quick. Look at the colors on that one. Hey, put that one in your hand real quick. Real, look at that fish right there. And guess where he's going?
Right there. Oh, there he goes. All right, using red fireballs again. Pretty good bait, pretty durable too, which I like.
Let me see one of those too. Come here. Let's watch, guys. See this? It's a red fireball. You know why we like these? Because you can do that. They're not gonna pop in your hands, okay? It's not a real egg, but it smells like a real egg, looks like a real egg, and drifts like a real egg. Kyle's gonna show you exactly how he does this here. There it is. Fish it just like you would a real salmon egg. We like these because they're not as messy. Fish like them just as much too. And a lot of people say, oh, I fished those and I didn't catch anything. We saw a guy this morning had 10-pound test fish in those on a huge size 2 hook. That's too big, that's why. You gotta fish them on real small hooks and you'll do well.
Ooh, that's a good one. Good bite fish.
Whew. Just beauties out here.
Yeah.
Just beauties. That's your average size fish.
That one's on a white fire minnow. See it out there in its face.
Just bring it to your hand, right there.
There we go. All right, so I started this afternoon with the white fire minnow. I like the action. When you give it a twitch, that thing has a lot of movement, like actually a real bait fish would. We got some fish on it. And then I switched to the white Ned rig. What I like about the Ned rig, it's got that weight and it lays head first down. So naturally it wants to go to the bottom with its tail up. And deeper slot, I'm running the fire float still so I can present the bait. You can have all the best stuff in the world, and if you can't present it, you won't catch a fish. There's a nice slot section down here, and that bait is going through there, and I'm just giving my bobber twitches as it's going through, and then that bobber drops. So that's been what I'm using. And then also, I add a little fire gel to it. The Trout fire gel has been money. All right, so I got a little bit on my finger. Some guys like to put their bait in, but I'll do that, and then just put a little bit right there. You can see that. It works. Come on the head. You can even go up the line. It'll stay that a long time like that. Oh, that was a good fish.
I mean, they just keep getting.
Look at that one. Let me twitch this one up. I got my bobber set really deep so I can get it through the slot. And I've been twitching it as it goes down. And this one hit at the very end. Finally.
Good one too.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a little harder than fish. Get in the net.
Ooh. Settle down there, Jimmy. Easy, easy.
Look at that.
So I know you guys have heard us talk about this before, but we don't always get the hole we want to get. This isn't the hole we wanted, okay? See these guys fishing down there? You can see a guy standing on the rock down there. There's 2 guys on this side as well. That's the big hole, okay? They stock right below that hole. But we're in an area now where we knew that this depth right here would bring in fish that are being blown down off this little cascade area above. So we caught a lot of fish out of that hole. It just shows you that when they stock this place every single week, the fish just start to spread out. And every week as you go through, right now we're in the last week of April, okay?
Finally.
There he is. Troy gets one.
Here.
There we go. We'll do
Oh,
it.
that is a glow net. It looks
Glow
like.
Ned.
Old glow net. So just like we were talking about, we're catching a ton of fish out of here, okay? They don't stock this hole right here, all right? They can't. See this wall right here? They can't get over this wall. But you know what? They can stock downstream, they can stock upstream, and every single week that goes by, the inventory, you could call it, of fish in the Helen area just goes up and up and up and up. Sure, the fishing pressure goes up too, but none of those fish are ever always caught. Matter of fact, that kid's got one down there right now. See him on the rock? He's even got one. Everybody's catching fish here. Today's episode of Pautzke Outdoors comes to you from North Georgia. Well, we'll be honest with you. We came back to Georgia this year simply because we read a press release early in the spring from the Georgia DNR talking about the largest trout that have been stocked possibly ever with an average size are being put in Georgia this year in 2024. We're hoping it gets bigger and bigger every single year. But we read about it and we said, we got to see if this is real. I mean, historically, when we came to Georgia, we dealt with a lot of 8, 9-inch fish. We got excited if we caught a 10 and 11-inch fish. Georgia is finally stocking some larger trout, and boy, are we thankful, along with every other angler. I mean, we caught some fish today here. There were 2, maybe even 3-pound fish, and that's not normal for us. Now, we also know we're fishing a hole that is not stocked, okay? We know that, like I told you, we talked to one of the cops. We even called the Georgia DNR after we filmed this video and said, hey, this is exactly where you stock here? They said, no, we stock upstream. We put a lot of fish in upstream, and we put a lot of fish in downstream. And we're like, why don't you stock here? Oh, we can't get access to that spot. It's not as easy to stock here. We got to make sure we get the fish in very easily where they're not going to be harmed. Well, guess what? There's a lot of fish that ended up here. And all you guys that have been fishing here on the Chattahoochee River in Helen, that's where we are today. We wanted to come to Georgia's most popular place to trout fish to see what the quality of fish was. Now you see these fish on this video, they did a heck of a job. You see somebody from the Georgia DNR, you better say thank you, because guess what? This is not normal in Georgia, and we were excited to be able to experience it for ourselves. Now, all of our fish today started out with bait. We caught them on pink shrimp Pautzke eggs. We caught them on red fireballs, and we fished size 12 and 14 fire hooks on this video, as well as you saw the fire floats. We're trying to keep it off the bottom, or we're going to get snagged and break off every single time. Now, as that bite expired, they stopped eating those baits. We switched over to the fire minnow, and you'll see us use the white fire minnow and the white fire Ned. Now, the bite got really tough, and you'll see what Kyle did. He used that Trout fire gel simply because sometimes when you add scent, it changes the game, and it did here for us. Now, it is 2024, regardless of when you watch this video. You could be watching in 2030 for all we know. Make sure you come out here, have a good time, and try to catch some of these better trout that the state of Georgia is now stocking in the North Georgia mountains. Pautzke products are available at sporting goods stores near you. If you can't find the specific color, size that you want, make sure to go to Pautzke.com. And as a thank you for watching Pautzke Outdoors, we're going to show you a coupon code to be used for 10% off your next order.